gold volume.
All right, so we are starting our fourth session of balancing in this area. Actually, technically it's the fifth session, but this was a holiday, so let's say four. So we have this break above the lower range that held, then now we're trading in this same area. So we have most of the volume building out here at the 68.28, 68.30 area. So I'm looking at this range and looking to either fade a failed breakout back to the middle. Same thing on the downside. If we fail to break this below these two lows, I'm going to be looking for a reversal there. The trick is to know at the edges whether we are breaking out or whether it's a fake breakout. And the trick is to watch the volume, right? So if you see that there's a thin volume, and as we get lower, we really don't put a lot of volume at the edge of the range. That's a clue there, right? Now, if we make a quick move, leave some single prints with a low volume, and then start building volume outside of that range, and we hold that little area, that low volume node that gets created on that move, then that's a clue that likely that it's going to hold, and then we can go with a break. But if it's a quick move and then retrace it, we start trading back above these lows, then that's a signal that we could probably gonna see a reversal, right? That's what we saw on the overnight low. So I don't know if a third time that we get there, it's the same thing's gonna happen, but that's the point, is how to identify those key spots, right? Right now so far it looks like we're about to open inside the range, but slightly above value. So if we start trading back inside yesterday's value, then I'll be looking for a sweep through value and target value area low. Of course, the middle is the first target, the 68.30. And then the same thing goes for above, right? If we break out, want to look for the same thing but opposite, right? Target aboves, the targets above are the same thing, the same targets I mentioned yesterday. Look for value area sweep for this session right here. Target here is that point of control, or 68, close to 68.77. Then we have the weekly high at 68.92, the big round number at 6900, and then I have another bullish imbalance that targets 69.21. Above that, we have a little bit more room to go, and then we have all-time highs. The all-time high that was pending a retest was an overnight low. Oh, I'm sorry, overnight high at 69.53 and 3/4 that never got tested during the RTH. So that should be a magnet in the event that we start trading in this area, right? And then above that we have the 7,000 strike from JP Morgan that everybody's watching at. And then below I gave the scenario yesterday about coming back into this 20-day point of control, clearing the single print, so you can watch the video from yesterday. I don't think we have any news today. Let me double check, but yeah, we don't have anything today. That's very unusual, I guess. Maybe not for December, but we're starting to see some rollover price action here. We have the Z contract that expires soon in a couple of weeks, and the reason I'm saying that is because usually in the last few weeks of the contract we start seeing this weird thing in the books that looks kind of like this, like like some bracket orders that move back and forth with price. We're seeing it in NQ, we're seeing it in ES. This I've seen over and over in the last couple of weeks of the before the rollover. So that's more recipe for chop. Also, we're opening inside the range, so probably best thing is to wait a little bit, let the initial balance get established, and see what the big money wants to do. Gold had a nice pullback overnight and got bought up. Remember yesterday I was saying that this was a good area to be a buyer. Now we saw a bounce twice, tested this area, and now we are bouncing back to the middle of this distribution, and we still have this single print above that I talked about yesterday. Crude exactly in the same spot as yesterday when I made the video, the 20-day point of control. So nice distribution here with some minor support in this area right here between 58.20 and 58.50. But we have that 50 moving average at 60.20, which will likely act as resistance, and then above that we have some room to move if we break above it. I think that's about it. Tomorrow we have some ADP report, some PMI, and then we have jobless claims. Excuse me, on Tuesday. So, and PCE on Friday. So we have some news coming up. So still some room for volatility. All right. That's about it for today.